What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Bay Area Boys, where we discuss all things Bay Area.
With the boys.
Woo! How's it going for you, man?
It's going all right.
Just all right?
Yeah. Market's been a little weird.
Market has been a little weird.
Yeah.
When people ask me, how's the market, I have been saying tight.
Tight.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? Like, people's affordability is tight, inventory's tight, asses are tight. No, I'm just playing that.
Asses are straight puckered right now for everybody.
Budgets are tight.
Yeah, but
pockets are tight.
But I don't want to use the term bad, right? Because it isn't a bad market. It just,
yeah, I mean, whether
it
you
is
say
what it
weird
is.
or bad, it's all
Yeah,
negative, right?
I try not to say negative. So I've heard a lot of people say it's a different market, but
different.
But that's also, I feel like, I don't know, every market's a different market too.
Yeah. So
in a sense?
basically when we go to Rise in San Diego, people are like, Matt, describe your real estate market in one word.
It's tight.
It's tight.
It's tight.
So is that like, that's tight, dude? Or
No,
is it like
it's the
tight?
inflection.
It's like, it's tight.
Coming from someone who in high school said every iteration of tight there possibly was. That was such a staple of my
There's only two
vernacular.
iterations of tight.
No. Two?
Yeah.
What two?
That's tight
Uh-huh.
and tight. I mean, there's tights.
What?
But I think that's the only... What other iterations are there?
Tight. There's one. Tight. There's two.
That's two. What's that? What else?
Tight. There's three.
That's just a sarcastic tight
Oh,
that you did.
different iterations.
No,
Correct.
Dude, come on.
It's the inflection.
There's two meanings of tight. It's either it's too tight for me to fit, or if it's that's tight. That's dope.
That's it?
That's it. There's two.
So the word that we're using to describe our market is not a third one?
That's tight. Like I'm saying, people's pockets are tight. People's budgets. That's tight is like it's not fitting.
Okay.
Right. So
It could just be squeezed or small.
not fitting.
Okay. All right. Hey, agree to disagree, my dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, man, just when you thought like, it shouldn't get worse than this, and then it just,
Does?
affordability gets just a little bit worse.
And it keeps
but
getting worse?
I think, dude, I mean, everybody's saying like, houses are still selling, which it depends. Sometimes they are.
They are.
There's also a lot of houses sitting, and there's price reductions. There's a lot of price reductions.
There are.
Yeah.
More than I've seen in my market in Solano County, especially in Benicia, than I've seen since I started.
Benicia has a good amount of inventory.
Benicia had, the last time, just a few days ago when I checked, it was right around 40 units, which is the most I've seen in like 5 years. It's been crazy.
Yeah. So it's a little weird because I like, for me personally, from the beginning, like what I said was, I don't see any, really price hits on housing unless we see high interest rates and more inventory. I don't think it's enough inventory to where it's like, it's just drastically dropping prices, but there are going to be those sellers that really do have to sell, and they have to get super realistic on price immediately.
I think, well, and that's something that drives days on market right now more than anything else is the pricing, whether it be strategic, transparent, whatever it is. You really make sure you look at your market right now and price around where the house should, quote unquote, be selling, so that you aren't just lamenting on the market for weeks and weeks and weeks and start after doing these major price cuts, and then nobody's happy.
Yeah, that's lamental.
That's lamento. Absolutely lamento.
But
it's my favorite kind of soup too.
dude, but that's the thing though. It's like, even if you comp out 1, 2, 3 months ago, we're seeing a big difference. So it's hard to even, like, these price reductions are really normal with what we're seeing because it's way different than just a month ago.
It's a different market.
Different.
It's just different.
Let's
Let's talk about something that is kind of a hot button issue for us locally here. What cities do you consider or are considered to be in the Bay Area?
Bay Area? Mm-hmm. Not East Bay, right? Bay Area?
Bay Area.
Okay.
Because
there's a lot of cities here, man.
there are a lot of cities who claim that they're in the Bay Area.
What would you say? What gets claimed that shouldn't?
Fairfield.
I'm going to agree to disagree.
Why?
I think Fairfield is Bay Area.
How?
They have a bay, don't they? Fairfield has a bay, right?
What bay is that?
They don't have like a little fishing pier, like a little bay?
Does a fishing pier make it a part of a Bay Area?
Yeah.
Having
If you're
a fishing
connected
pier.
to a bay, I believe that to be Bay Area.
Is it a bay? Is it a delta? Is it...
Even if you're a delta, I'll classify it. Nah, that's going a little too far.
So Rio
Rewind
Vista
that.
then.
No, rewind that.
Do a little Willy Wonka here.
I don't know. That's what's tough too. I would determine Brentwood to be the Bay Area as well.
It's too far inland. It's too far inland. That's... If I have to be the one to say it, I'll say it. Come at me all you want, cities outside of the Bay Area. I'm going to be the official May area.
I'm going to tell you, okay, in your areas, in Solano County, I'm going to say the cutoff for me is Dixon. I'm going to classify Vacaville as the Bay Area.
You're going to go as far as Vacaville?
Vacaville is my cutoff. Vacaville is my cutoff. So obviously we know Sacramento's not the Bay Area because you got Dixon, Sac, right? There's no in between of Dixon, Sac, Rio Vista.
Rio Vista's kind of in there.
It's a little bit to the right.
Yeah, you're Tracy.
That's what's so weird though too
you have
about
Davis too.
But that's what's so weird about Rio Vista too is like Rio Vista. If I'm going to Brentwood, is actually technically a little bit closer than Brentwood. Do you not classify Antioch and Pittsburgh as the Bay Area?
I do not.
Oh, dude, you just tailspin. You're gonna send everybody into a fucking uproar with that one. Excuse me.
Good.
You're gonna send everybody into an uproar with that one.
Good. Come at me. Because what makes Antioch the Bay Area?
Proximity to major metropolitan areas.
It's not about metropolitan areas.
Okay, let me put it this way. Antioch, Pittsburgh, Fairfield, they all heavily identify with Bay Area culture. They listen to the Bay Area music.
Okay.
Right? They have the same Bay Area slang.
Okay.
And you're within an hour to a major metropolitan area.
So if you're in an hour to a major metropolitan area, that classifies you, or is that just a piece?
It's a piece.
Okay, so it has to have all the other things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I would say, but that's what's so weird too, is Sacramento also heavily identifies with Bay Area culture.
Yes, they do.
But you're getting past that hour mark. You're getting past that hour to get to the main hubs of what is the Bay Area.
Okay, so you need to have all those criteria to be classified as
No,
someone
I
there.
think you can have, like, you can miss out on one or two criterias and it
like
can
being
still
an
work.
hour, more than an hour away for Sacramento?
What else is it about Sac that doesn't really... It wasn't started there, right?
What
like,
wasn't started there?
Just like hyphy movement and like...
Right.
You know, things like that. I just think that... yeah, I think that hour drive time holds a lot of weight. Personally.
Okay. No, I think I would go as far to say, if we're talking about just North Bay, right? Since we have come to know that that's what we are calling
North
it
Beach
here.
or North Bay?
North Bay. There is a North Bay area in San Francisco as well.
North
Thank you
Beach, dude.
very much. I know that's, trust me, I'm Italian. I know North Beach, but there's also a North Bay.
There's not. It's North Beach.
It was on the edit. Did you not see it?
No. It's North Beach. There is no North Bay of San Francisco. I'm sorry. I bet the San Franciscans will definitely be happy to correct you.
Well, then I'm going to tell them that San Francisco is not part of the Bay Area. It's out officially. It's officially out. I decree. By decree of me, it's out. No, so for our area up here in Solano County, I would say I would go obviously Benicia, obviously Vallejo, and then I don't know. And then
why does Vallejo deserve it though, and not Pittsburgh and Antioch?
Excuse me?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I know Vallejo is Bay Area, but why does Pittsburgh and Antioch not deserve it when Pittsburgh and Antioch are almost kind of the Vallejo of Contra Costa County?
Speak on that.
I would say it's just a more affordable area.
Okay.
I would say there was heavy migrations to those areas because of affordability.
True.
Obviously we don't, E40 didn't grow up in Pittsburgh and Antioch. Mac Dre didn't grow up in Pittsburgh and Antioch, of course. But you also can't, like, the Bay Area was the Bay Area before those rappers as well.
Sure.
So it's like, you just, I don't know. I just feel like...
but I think they really, as far as, like, the culture goes, I think they really helped solidify it and turn it into what people identify today as the Bay Area. I think that big movement, especially the hyphen movement, speaking about it, and those specific artists, I think helped identify what it is that the Bay Area is. Like if you go anywhere in the country and go to a club or there's a wedding or wherever else, I went to Texas recently and they started playing a Mac Dre song. And you can tell who is from the Bay Area on that dance floor because we all just started going nuts. And you could see the difference because that is such a heavy identifier for Bay Area culture, especially today. And I think you might be right where obviously it didn't start with them. It was Bay Area beforehand. But what it is today, what it has transformed into, I think that has a heavy influence on it, which is why I'm more apt to say Vallejo is more part of the Bay Area than Pittsburgh or Antioch.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I still think, okay, it's still Solano County. It's still, I don't know. Like, it's like, you could be like, oh, Benicia's not Bay Area.
But it is.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that Pittsburgh and Antioch aren't. You are saying that.
I am saying that.
Okay. So I'm going to do some outlier cities, right, that are on that border there.
Let me ask you this before you do that, though, just to kind of hop back on it. What's so bad about me saying that they're not part of the Bay Area? It feels like you're taking it as a personal slight.
Because I just know that, and Johnny is from Antioch. So, I mean, I'd love to hear Johnny's input.
Producer Johnny,
on if Antioch and Pittsburgh is Bay Area.
Do you feel like Antioch is Bay Area?
It 100% is Bay Area, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you just saying that because you're from there and you just want it to be true?
Partially.
Okay.
And also, I think it's waterfront, right? So, like, if we're the Bay Area because of the Bay, I think that Pittsburgh and Antioch has, like, one of the main channels of, like, the San Joaquin River, which is directly connected. And I think, like, a lot of people use the waterfront as like that, and like also proximity, because without traffic we're still only 45 minutes to 40 minutes depending on how you drive. If you're from Antioch,
45 minutes,
you could get it in about 35.
So it's true, and here's the thing, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say actually, but there's so many people who heavily identify with Bay Area culture, Pittsburgh and Antioch. Also, you got to think about all these people that were, maybe grew up in Oakland. To purchase houses, they ended up having to go to places like Pittsburgh and Antioch. So that culture migrated and then grew from there as well.
But okay, so if those people moved from Oakland to Wyoming, does that mean it's the Bay Area?
No, but there's still that hour proximity.
Here's something that I didn't think about that really goes against what I'm saying that I'm going to give you because I'm a good friend.
I don't need you to give me shit.
Fine, I'm not going to tell you that. All right, then I'm not going to tell you.
No, go ahead, please. Please.
Where does BART go?
Antioch.
Yeah. And what's BART stand for?
Bay Area Rapid Transit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I gave that to you.
But they did extend it, so it wasn't always there.
I know.
Antioch does have an extension that technically Pittsburgh is the main BART.
It is an extension.
Yeah. Okay, but BART goes a lot of places, so maybe after this we'll pull up a BART map, but I'm going to just off the top of my head, since I just know the Bay Area so well, let's go to these outlier cities, right? So, of course, we know Discovery Bay. A lot of people will say Discovery Bay is Bay Area. I will cut it off there. Just like Dixon is my cutoff in Solano County, I'm going to say Discovery Bay is my cutoff.
So you give a lot more of a grace to the extending areas of the Central Bay Area.
Elaborate.
Who
am I giving grace to?
People that shouldn't technically be considered the Bay Area.
Yeah. I know I'll get a little bit of flack for Vacaville, but I still I don't know, man. Some of those, there's things that I'm so close to saying where I'm like, I got to stop saying it because then I'm going to have to just end up having the editor cut it out. But Samesh, if you could just cut this out, we'll just have this part of the podcast. Those white people, the country music, they love Mac Dre, right? They're like playing it in their like backyard parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like just things like that. It's like they just super identify with it. You know?
They do. Having friends when I was in the music scene myself, we had a lot of friends from the Dixon, Tracy, Rio Vista area that were those types of people. Yeah, dude, they bumped.
Yeah.
They bumped.
That's what I mean. So it's kind of like they want to be included so bad.
They want to be.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they should be, and that's my point.
Yeah.
What people want and what truly is
Yeah.
are two separate things.
But then again, okay, so here's what's kind of funny too. Why is San Jose in there? San Jose's Bay Area.
San Jose is literally right next to the bay, though. Like right next to it. It's right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean, it is a waterfront city to the actual bay.
Right.
Not an inlet, not a straight.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is Tri-Valley the Bay Area?
What three cities we're talking, or what cities we're talking
Livermore,
about?
Pleasanton, San Ramon, Dublin.
Ooh, see, that gets close.
But see, that's the thing that doesn't make sense is I pass through those cities to get to San Jose.
Right, but those cities are more inland.
Technically.
Right?
And they're technically not connected to a bay, but they are an hour away from. They're 30 minutes away from San Jose.
Yeah.
They're 35 minutes away from Oakland, 40 minutes away from Oakland.
Okay, but 30 and 45 minutes away south of San Jose is there too. That's not the Bay Area.
What do you mean south of San Jose is there?
What's like a major city that's about an hour away from San Jose that's south?
I mean, that's when you start getting into like Central Valley, basically, right?
Yeah, so is that part of the Bay Area?
No, absolutely not.
Why not? It's an hour away from a metropolitan
But you're
city.
going further away from the Bay Area.
Right.
But that doesn't make any sense,
that's
dude.
my point.
Like the reason why Tri-Valley is so desirable, of course, is the schools, but it's also how much easier it is for them to get to San Jose.
That's fine. That doesn't mean it's part of the Bay Area.
Dude, but it is, dude. You can't tell me all those Danville kids are going to be like, we're from the Bay.
You know what, Roland? I can tell you that. I can say that because those Danville kids, are they from the Bay Area? I think that is.
Well, see, okay. How can you say Walnut Creek is Bay Area and then Danville just gets cut off? Like once Alamo, Danville, one city over is just, okay, boom, you're done. Like you can't.
You can. We can do whatever we want. It's the beauty of this.
Do what I want.
We can make our rules and stick to them. And
Okay.
I'm not just going to let everyone come in.
So-
if I have to be a gatekeeper, I'll do it.
Okay,
If
so
that's-
here's our controversy. You guys let us know. Is
Yes.
Vacaville and Fairfield Bay Area? Is Brentwood and Rio Vista Bay Area? Is Antioch and Pittsburgh Bay Area? You guys don't have to answer that. We already know what it is. Is the Tri-Valley the Bay Area? Is Danville, Alamo, San Ramon, Dublin, Pleasanton, is that the Bay Area?
And I'll throw,
Livermore, is that the Bay Area?
I'll throw one more in there.
Go ahead.
Napa. Is Napa the Bay Area? Because that's another fringe city.
Ooh, that's ooh.
See? Yeah. Could be close, but I think that's a good one to bring up, what people think.
I'm going to cut it off.
No Napa.
I think I'm going to cut Napa off. They don't share that same passion that Vacaville that I've seen growing up. Vacaville and Fairfield share for the Bay Area.
Roland,
Napa almost wants to be separated and be like, oh, we twirl our wine and sniff it. You know what I mean? Like they want to be disconnected from us.
Roland, I have a question.
Is the feeling I get.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
It's the impression that I get. What do you have against Napa?
Overrated.
You have such, I feel like you have a personal vendetta. What did it ever do to you?
Well, one, I'm just not a big wine guy.
Neither am I.
Okay, so it's like, most people love Napa for the wine, right? It's
Okay.
the wine,
Yes.
capital of probably the world, right? Maybe not. Maybe
One
Italy.
of. One
Yeah.
of.
Okay, in the United States, wine capital of the United
For sure.
States. Two, the food, like. There's some great food out there, right? You have French Laundry. I'm not a big person that likes to spend $500, for two people.
Yeah.
For a dinner, right?
Yes.
So I don't want to go to French Laundry. I don't have this huge need to be like, ooh, French Laundry, right? There's other great restaurants there, but do I need to go travel 50 minutes from my place to Napa? 45 minutes from my place to Napa for that food? No.
Okay.
Downtown's okay. It's very okay. The little Napa River is cool.
I don't like how you said Little Napa River like that.
And I like Oxbow Market. It's cool. I go there. I get a burger at Gott's, the original Gott's.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Bottle Rock is cool.
I'm not a big fan.
I see, right?
I'm not a big fan of Bottle Rock.
So it's like
yeah.
I just think that like it's just this very over. They have some nice hotels there or like resort style places there, but I'm a water guy, dude.
And we know that I am not, and that's okay.
So it's dry, wine. It is every once in a while. I'd say like maybe once a year. It's nice to go to the wineries, and like Chandon and Napa, Napa Cellars, things like that. It's cool to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not just not a frequenter.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll go to Oakland over Napa any day. Which that's going to cause an uproar.
That's what we want. That's what we want. We want the uproar. We invite the uproar.
What else? What do you got to? Yeah, I know you got something to add over there.
Well, I had a question. I guess more directed towards Matt. So talking about being on the bay, what about places like Pacifica and Half Moon Bay being on the coast? Does that, if it's on the coast, even though it's touching San Francisco or Daly City, with like Pacifica, would that count or not count as a bay?
I would say Pacifica is going to stay within realm for me. I'm going to say Half Moon Bay, absolutely not.
But Half Moon Bay is like closer to the bay than Antioch or Pleasanton or Walnut Creek.
Interesting.
Okay, zoom in for me.
So we have Half Moon Bay right here.
Wait.
This is Half Moon Bay. This is how close we are to the actual bay.
Right, but here's my thing though. That's what I come back to is who identifies with the Bay Area culture, right? So the Bay Area, like we said, there was still the Bay Area before these things, but when someone says Half Moon Bay, most of the time that's your day trip, right? It's like it's a little bit of a trip to get there. Whereas, most people who are going on a day trip aren't going to Pittsburgh and Antioch, but there's, like I said, there's a lot of factors that go into there. So I think if you ask anybody, they're going to say Half Moon Bay. Johnny, you can sit here and say, oh, but it's closer.
Damn, he's coming after you, dude. He's just posing a question for us. My question is, one of the words...
Half Moon Bay? Yeah. It's a half of a bay. Half of Moon's Bay. We went to Half the Moon's Bay. No, Pacifica, yes. Of course, San Mateo, you have Redwood City, right? It's because we're kind of getting up into the peninsula a little bit. It's a little small. You're going to have to zoom in. It's below San Francisco.
Oh, you want to go below San Francisco?
No, I'm just saying yes, because like once we're going up, right? We're kind of like if you're starting at where Pacifica is. No, you're way off, bro.
I don't know which way you want me to
go. Down, go towards Half Moon Bay, and then yeah.
That's the last thing is Half Moon Bay going down. Then there's just nothing but mountains for a while.
Well, no, you can go up now. I mean, like everything that's connected to the bay and then going up towards San Francisco. So that whole row of cities, right? So we have San Mateo, we have Burlingame, we have, yep, your mouse is super close to it. Yeah. We have Millbrae, we have Redwood City, go up. Yep. What other cities am I missing?
I mean, after that, it's just San Bruno, then South San Francisco.
Yeah, South San Francisco.
Which obviously.
Yeah, so all of those, of course, we all know is Bay Area. But then you get to the coast, like Half Moon Bay is that coast. Like, no, it's not Bay Area.
I think. Well, noticing the difference between the two of you, Matt is heavy on proximity, and then you're heavy on the culture of the people.
But I'm proximity too, because.
But your proximity.
Sacramento may have the culture, but they don't have the proximity.
Yeah,
right?
you still have proximity in there. Like obviously, everyone's gonna have that in there at some point. But you're way more focused on the culture with like light proximity in there because you're like letting Vacaville in. So yeah.
I'm just speaking geographically.
I just think that hour, dude. That hour is geographically that hour is it's in there.
I'm basing my facts.
So you say Solano County, Vallejo is the cutoff. Benicia, Vallejo are the only cities in Solano County that are Bay Area.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, I am.
Sassoon City doesn't make the cutoff?
I mean...
And then how are you not throw Fairfield in there? Sassoon City's in there. Yeah, dude, this is not easy. It's not easy.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying I'm making hard cuts.
What about American Canyon? Is that cut off as well?
No, that's Bay Area.
Let's take it back to the start.
Okay.
Don't say okay when
should
I
just let me
sing,
have my
but you
fucking
can,
moment,
dude. I'm adding. I'm
Should just let
singing
me have
with
my
you.
Man. Okay, American Canyon, yes, of course.
Yeah. I grouped that into like the kind of greater Vallejo. I know it's
okay, so let's go North Bay. Let's go San Rafael is, yes, Bay Area.
Yeah.
Novato.
Novato, the
Mill Valley. Larkspur.
Yeah, Larkspur.
I'm going to say yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. I did a deal there a few years ago, and it had heavy Bay Area vibes when I was there. The people...
Corte
Madera, yeah. I think all those are Bay Area as well.
Yep. So I would say, what's the top? What's at the top? Is it Novato? What are those sands up there? San Anselmo? No. I think that's a cutoff. What's the one? San Miguel? What is that? Nope, down. Can't see. San Rafael.
San Rafael?
Yeah, I think
San Rafael is.
I think San Rafael is the cutoff.
I think so.
Where's Novato on there? Oh yeah, no, Novato's not then.
Well, it's right there on the San Pablo Bay.
Damn, that's tough. So technically, all of those are. And then it's back to the Shane Company, Cupertino, San Mateo, and Walnut Creek, now opening Novato.
Yeah. So let me ask this: Has Shane Company opened in Novato yet?
I think. I think that. I mean, dude, that was like listening to the radio like 15, 20 years ago.
I think you're right. So how about the new factor? New factor enters. If your city has a Shane Company in it,
with a proximity of a circular mat radius of 25 miles,
then you are officially in the Bay Area.
Pretty sure their Novato location closed. I don't think they were cut. Shane Company was cut in Novato.
Well, then they're out of the Bay Area.
Well, no, they have Cupertino, San Mateo, and Walnut Creek.
Right, but if they don't have one in Novato, then they're out of the Bay Area. Novato is.
Yeah.
If it's not there, if they shut it up.
If you're from the Bay Area and you know Shane Company, and you remember the Shane Company commercials,
The Shane Company.
drop us a little comment. Made to shine. The Shane Company. Don't worry about it, Johnny.
Actually, do worry about it, Johnny. This is very important to me. I need to know.
Oh damn, they're. I didn't know they were worldwide.
Oh,
Or state or nationwide.
now, okay.
Well, this isn't good.
San Mateo, Walnut Creek, Computer. Sacramento has one.
Yeah, then that's a no. Shane Company's out, dude.
Well, but I think we have to have I just said it's a factor. It's not a determining.
Sorry, Shane Company just lost a lot of my respect. Think about how many other commercials that people like in Salt Lake City. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh no!
Oh no! I just found out that Shane Company is nationwide, and I'm extremely disappointed.
I'm kind of heartbroken. I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither. Pull up a BART map real quick. I think BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, I think might be the determining factor.
Do you remember the old Diamond Center commercials?
Yeah.
Do you? The Diamond Center with that guy with like the mullet bowl cut. Mm-hmm. And everybody would always wave outside of the businesses. Drop a line.
That was like before drones, and then they'd have like a camera going up hella high, and they're like,
that was very much before drones. Yeah, that was like early 90s, maybe.
All right, so what's the very end of the trenches?
So we got Antioch, San Jose, Millbrae, and Richmond. Those are the ending.
Well, here's
points.
the thing.
Uh-huh.
BART doesn't run to Solano County.
No, it doesn't.
So, sorry, you're out.
You cannot tell me Vallejo is out of the Bay Area. You
no.
can't. You can't.
Well, they do have the ferry. Okay, is that another factor? Does the ferry that hits...
Oh, this web just keeps getting bigger and bigger. What a tangled web we weave for the Bay Area.
So, Peninsula. All right, and then even then, Richmond is the very top. San Rafael's not on there. All those things aren't on there.
Well, but again, these are just pieces, right? It's not. There's no one
I think
end
you're
all
backpedaling
be all.
because you just realized that
No.
BART doesn't run to Solano County.
No, I told you BART was a factor. I gave it to you. There's no backpedaling here.
Well, here's the thing: BART doesn't go to Brentwood,
okay.
so maybe I'm wrong.
But I'm saying it's just another factor. It's not the end all be all. Just like the Shane Company is a factor, proximity is a factor. They're all factors that have to be calculated in. It's not just there's not just a one size fits all.
So BART
things.
goes to Tri Valley, Pleasanton, Dublin, Pleasanton,
Okay.
Castro Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a piece. It's a piece to the overall puzzle.
Okay. So what's our biggest dilemmas here? Our biggest dilemma is one. Come on, are you gonna agree now that Pittsburgh and Antioch is Bay Area?
No.
Okay. So Matt says that Pittsburgh and Antioch are not Bay Area. I say that Vacaville and Fairfield are Bay Area. Matt says they're not.
Mm-hmm.
I also say Tri Valley is the Bay Area.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
You just want to be more inclusive, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm
a very inclusive person. Like when someone is like, when there's like that group of people and you can kind of tell that person's just like a little shy and they're not really in the conversation. They're a little bit out of the circle. Circle's a little tight. I open up the circle.
That's great.
That's what I do.
I love that for you. I don't. I shun them.
Yeah. Or when like you're like there's three of you guys and you're walking on the sidewalk and then there's that person that's just a little bit staggered back. I'll walk on the street to let that person get in.
Me too.
I don't believe you. After all this, I don't believe you.
You're right. It's all about me all the
time. Just so you guys kind of know who the type of person I am.
I can't wait to hear what people think. I'm very curious to hear what people think.
Yeah. You're going to get dragged through the comments, dude.
Come at me. I'm not afraid.
All right.
I like the debate.
Another interesting fact I heard about. Bay Area commuters drive 97 hours a year. A lot or too little?
97 hours in total. They're commuting?
Yeah. So 97 hours of their year is spent in a car commuting.
I would have thought that number was way higher.
Yeah?
For sure.
Sounds like a lot. It just sounds like a lot.
To me, that sounds like a little.
Yeah.
For a year of commuting, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because
I
that's
know.
what, 20-something minutes?
I mean, I don't know. You just would think that like the bad rap that we get for commuting here in the Bay Area, you think it would you think
I thought it would be higher. I for sure thought it would be higher.
Yeah.
At least double that.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like if you don't think it's high, I mean, I'm curious what other people think if that is a lot of time.
Is it 97,000 or 9,700?
97.
Or just 97 hours?
Yeah, like the average commuter in the Bay Area spends 97 hours of their year commuting.
Yeah, so do 5 days. No. So go. It's 5 times 52.
So 5 times 52
divided by 97.
2.68.
I think I did the math wrong there.
Yeah, I think you did too. I was like, what?
I think it should be the other way around, but
well, you just screwed yourself.
I did.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm curious to hear what other people think about that. I mean, I would say like an average commute probably is like hour and a half a day.
That's what I would think.
Right. So hour and a half.
But both ways. I'd even say 45 minutes. So I would say would be
hour
an
and a half
average
times
commute.
5, 7.5 times 52, right?
Yeah.
390.
That's what I'm saying. So like I said,
so that basically they're saying that like the average commute is like
20 minutes.
30 minutes a day.
It's like 20 minutes. That's what so my math was right the first time. Here's what always happened to me in high school. Okay. The math teacher would say, figure out the problem. I'd figure it out like that. And then they'd say, show your work. And I'm like, I don't know how I got this. I don't know how I did that, but in my mind, I know I got it. Oh man, that was always my problem. And what a perfect example that is. I was right on the money with about 20 to 25 minutes. That's what they're saying the average commute is in the Bay Area. I'm surprised to hear that.
My commute to my home office is longer than that. Get it? No, I'm just
Get it? I guess when you really think about it, if you really were to take the median of everybody
Yeah.
living in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
not everybody commutes to San Francisco. So I guess if you really logically look at it, that makes sense. But if
I don't
somebody
know, dude.
said
Like,
for $100, is the average commute time in the Bay Area under or over 25 minutes? I would have said over. I would have said over and felt real good about it too.
I don't know, dude. If you take BART in the mornings, if any of you guys have ever done that, like the amount of people on that thing is wild.
There's a ton of people that commute,
Yeah.
but think about how many other people don't,
I know.
right? Like think about all the local jobs that are in every single city in the Bay Area.
But that's what I mean. It's like, I don't know, dude. I really don't think that Bay Area traffic is as bad as people make it out to be. I really don't think it is. I know 80 is pretty bad, and it just depends on commute times. Johnny's got something to say. I can feel it. But
It's not as bad as Los Angeles,
no.
I don't think.
No.
It's not as bad as New York. It's not as bad as Chicago can be really bad too. But even just in our own state, Los Angeles traffic is way worse than San Francisco. But it's also because it's a bigger city. It's a bigger area. There's more people there. So that makes sense. But I know that people think of traffic in San Francisco when they think of San Francisco, but it really isn't that bad. And I think you're right. I think people over exaggerate the amount of time that you actually sit in traffic.
Yeah. Maybe it has gotten a lot better, though, since the pandemic.
It has
was
gotten
pretty
better.
bad. It was pretty bad, actually, before, I would say, before the pandemic.
Yeah, but with everybody moving, work from home, it's thinned out a little bit. Thankfully.
Speaking of moving, did you hear where the number one destination that Californians are moving to?
It used to be Texas, right? Somewhere in Texas, that was kind of the big exodus spot for a lot of Californians, but that's different now?
It's different.
Okay, where is it?
It's not Florida,
That would have been another guess.
right?
Okay.
Any guesses?
I'm gonna guess Idaho.
Nope. It's not
That's
Idaho.
a big one, though, too. A lot of people went there.
Drum roll. Seattle.
Ooh, okay.
Seattle.
I can see that. Still
I
staying on the West.
can't.
Really?
I mean, like, okay, I can see, like, if you're a San Francisco lover and you just, like, you love that weather, you love the kind of city feel, you love the food, whatever, I could see it being like, you know what, let me just switch it up just a little bit and go to Seattle, right? Go a little bit more north. But I feel like if people are going to Seattle, they're going to, like, different suburbs of Seattle. It's not, like, Seattle, the city. And then that's kind of funny, too, because Seattle has a really bad homeless problem as well. So I'm super surprised because same thing, like prices aren't that much better there. Like I could see it like in Idaho, I could see a Texas, a Florida. It makes total sense price wise. Seattle is just, like you're getting a little bit better bang for your buck. And then, you know, I'm sure just like anything else, schools and safety and whatever, but wouldn't have guessed it at all.
I don't think I would have guessed it, but it makes sense to me. Just because I've been to Seattle a few times, and a lot of times when I'd be walking in Seattle proper, the city itself, I would look around and it feels very San Francisco. It really, really does.
Yeah, I've never been, but I could see that.
It does,
Yeah.
because it also is a waterfront area, right? So their fish market that's really popular there feels very much like Fisherman's Wharf, those types of areas in San
Walkable.
Francisco. Very walkable, public transportation. The cityscape feels the same. The type of people there also are very similar. And also, not that this is a good thing, but there, as you mentioned, a homeless problem there too. So, I mean, if you were to cover my eyes and drop me in Seattle and tell me where I was or ask me where I was, I would maybe guess San Francisco. I really would. There's a lot of similarities. The biggest difference to me between those places is the climate.
Yeah, because like raining all the time, right? Versus San Francisco, kind of just more gloominess.
That's the difference to me. Was one of the reasons I love living in the Bay Area is because we don't really have seasons here.
Yeah.
In a good way for me. I'm not a big fan of winter. I don't like rain. I don't like cold. I don't like fog. Obviously, San Francisco gets its fog, but I just
So you're not liking like this couple days, kind of like a little bit of glimpse of what we've been having. You
no,
like that?
I
loved it.
when the weather changes, I get very sad. I do.
Seasonal depression.
I don't know if I'd call it that, but it for sure affects my outlook. Like I
That's called seasonal depression.
yes, I know what it's called. I don't know if I would go that far.
He's like, I spend a lot more time in bed, and it kind of affects my outlook on life. I don't know.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
It does. Not the part where it's debilitating,
Yeah.
though. But yeah, it takes me a little longer to get up or a little longer to kind of get in gear. I like sunny weather. I like warmth, but I don't like it 120 degrees like Texas or Vegas or Arizona, where a lot of people move to. One of the reasons why I like the Bay Area is because, especially for our area, normally it ranges from 80 degrees to about 60 degrees.
And that's like every real estate agent's YouTube video. If you're a fan of warm climate weather, and like it's just like, dude,
But it's the truth.
Yeah, but
It's the truth, and it hardly
We
rains.
get it.
It hardly rains here, which I also like. Now, it's a detriment to wildfires, and there's big problems there too. But I like being able to go outside and enjoy the outdoors. I really enjoy that, and that is a big difference in Seattle, where it rains often.
Such an outdoorsman.
I don't know about that, but I like to run. I like to play sports. I like to work out outside. So yeah, I don't like when I want to go for my 3-mile run and I look outside and it's raining and I have to do it on a treadmill. I hate
Yeah,
the
when I go
treadmill.
for my 12, 15-mile runs.
I didn't say that long. 3 miles is nothing. You should be doing 3 miles every day, Roland.
Dude, shut up. 3 miles a day?
You can walk that in 45 minutes to 50 minutes.
Debatable, because I do the Lafayette Reservoir and I jogged it.
Yeah?
I think it's 2.5 miles. I got it done in 40 minutes.
It's a slow jog, bud.
I did have a stroller. I was pushing a stroller.
Okay.
And it is very intense uphills, downhills,
Sure.
uphills, downhills.
I'm not knocking you.
No, okay.
My point is, you can definitely do a 3-mile walk in an hour.
In an hour. 40 minutes,
guarantee you.
debatable.
Give a little
40
speed
minutes,
walk.
debatable.
Get a little hustle in your bustle.
No, I don't do 3 miles a day. I do intense class workouts, though.
That's really good.
So,
As long as you're taking care of yourself and being healthy, that's all I care about.
yeah.
Because you're a dad now. You got to make sure you
Yeah.
have a hot dad bod, you know?
Yeah. I'm getting there. What else we got? I think that's it.
Well, yeah, one more thing.
What?
There's a new ordinance that passed in San Francisco.
So an ordinance, what is an ordinance? Like, what is, like, does that mean, like, because it's not a law, it's not like a, does that mean it's like, it's added to like the police Rolodex of like, this is a...
It is a finable offense now.
Wow.
In San Francisco, they have implemented a fee or fine, whichever one you want to call it, for apparently there is an epidemic of vomiting during endless mimosa brunches.
Is it just all brunches or only endless mimosa brunches?
I assume it's all. It's probably just public.
Yeah.
Public.
Yeah.
Upchucking, I think. But they're the main.
The boogie.
What's that?
Upchuck the boogie.
Upchuck the boogie. Biggity beat. It's become such an issue in San Francisco that they are implementing this thing now to where if you, and their big example is if you go to brunch with your friends, your gals, whomever, you get the bottomless mimosas, you go a little too hard, you give a little, you just give like a little $50. Fine. Right there. Boom.
That's nothing.
Is that worth it to you?
No, hell no. I also just don't. I rarely drink to the point of puke.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
I've never, ever gotten to that point, ever.
Yeah, lucky. It's not a good feeling.
That's why I don't do it. I
The
see
next
other people.
day is the worst.
I see people go through it, and I'm like, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
Why would you
Well,
do
most
this?
people, usually they can't stop. That's
Well,
the
that's
issue.
true.
Why do people do that?
No, but I mean, like, why would you, knowing that that's going to happen?
Yeah, they can't
Like,
stop.
I don't even put myself in that position.
I get it. You're lucky.
I've never been hungover in my life.
Very lucky. Yeah, it's wild. Someone we should all do a pot, like try and get Matt to be hungover. I feel like even if you did get to that point, you would never admit it.
No, it's been tried. It's been attempted.
No.
Yes, it has.
You're gonna tell me you'd have 7 drinks and no hangover.
Nope.
Not buying it. I don't think you had.
It happened.
I don't think you've ever had 7 drinks in your life.
Oh, I've had 7 drinks in my life.
All right, let's go 10 then.
Let's go 10.
Dude, you would be. All right, let me put it this way. If you didn't have a hangover, you'd be really fucked up.
Yeah.
But you usually don't get to that point.
I don't.
So you're just telling me that alcohol does not work on you.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I have a high constitution.
I don't know, dude.
We'll put it to the test.
I'd love to.
We're going to an event here in a few weeks.
Yeah, we'll count the drinks.
Count them up.
Yeah.
Count them up.
Maybe the last night would be best just so you don't ruin one of the days there, but
I think it's wise.
But
that's a fee. So do you think?
I don't believe you.
What don't you believe? Let's make it right now.
I don't believe that if you had 7 old fashions,
okay,
that you wouldn't not only
those are. Can we pick something a little less?
7 tequila sodas.
Sweet. Okay.
7 tequila sodas. Okay. That one you wouldn't be a little gone.
Sure.
But 2,
I'm not.
That you wouldn't wake up hungover the next day.
I don't think I would.
Okay.
I'm saying it would affect me. I'd be loosey goosey, man. But I don't think I'd be hungover.
Wild. You're on some like revert. You're like drinking baby's blood or something. Something's going on, dude.
I don't think somebody would get hungover from just 7 like bar-made drinks like that. That's not that much.
That's what I'm saying.
7 shots.
7 shots. Yeah, that's not.
No, that's tequila. 1 shot per tequila soda.
No, I know that, but I'm saying I don't think like 7 shots would make someone. You could get pretty gone, but like if you just hydrate properly, you're not gonna be hungover.
There you go.
Do you drink a lot of water when you're drinking?
A ton of water when I drink.
That's the issue.
A ton.
I'll drink quite a bit, but if I drink a pretty good amount of water, I won't be hungover the next day. But if I don't drink any water,
sodas then.
Okay, see now you're just like 50.
No, it's just like I just don't. You can drink as much water as you want, but at the end of the day, that alcohol is still dehydrating you more than that water you're consuming.
Roland, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a pretty big boy. Okay. All right. So do your worst, tequila sodas.
Yeah, tequila sodas. Maybe we just do only shots then.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, go ahead. What were you gonna say? It's not worth it.
I was gonna say. I mean, we could like screw the shots. If Matt could keep up with me on IPAs,
oh god,
he'll be hungover.
I can't drink
beers.
beer.
That's the worst.
I can't drink beer.
Hangover.
Yeah,
I get through half a beer and I'm full.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
That's why you gotta do IPAs because they're stronger. Because like I don't know how people could sit there and drink 12 Budweisers. Ugh. Like, dude, that sounds like the most bloated. Yeah, it's not happening.
No, miserable.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, San Francisco adds to the list of things that they're regulating that probably is the lowest on the list that needs to be regulated.
Yeah.
But I wonder, like, what restaurant owner was probably just like, oh, I'm so damn tired of this. Like, it had to be something like that, right? Like,
yeah, like, I've had enough.
Yeah, that one restaurant owner that was just like, I'm making a change.
Absolutely. That'd be interesting to hear, like, where it came from.
Yeah.
Like, the owner of Mimosas went to the city.
Yeah.
When does he storm into the Capitol?
Yeah, and they're just like, dude,
we need to change. I demand change now.
There's a little coalition, a little group that was just like, we're putting an end to this. These people don't know how to brunch or take care of themselves.
I think, you know what? I like it. If you can't hold your mimosas, your champagne for brunch, pay for it. Because then coming from the service industry, I got to clean that up.
Hold on, though. What is the chance of getting a San Francisco police officer out there to give that fine for that person to not be gone in time? Usually when you're throwing up bottomless mimosas at brunch, usually if your friend group is good, they're like, let's get so-and-so out of here, right? Come on. San Francisco police, we got one. We got him. Come on down.
Maybe
$50.
Maybe they'll make their own task force.
Yeah.
For it.
So, a little ridiculous, but you know, to each their own.
I like it. I think when I read that, I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? If you can have a few less vomiters in restaurants, I'm down.
Yeah,
because I don't want to sit next to that too, right? If someone's just yakking up next to me when I'm trying to enjoy my eggs
that like
Benny,
probably one of the workers has to clean it up too. It's like there's not like janitors at restaurants.
No, that comes to the servers.
Yeah,
the wait staff.
Yeah. Who's got time? Who's got time for that on a busy Sunday?
I'll clean that up.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun little episode.
It was good.
I really hope I don't get absolutely crushed.
Oh, you're getting straight dragged, dude.
But that's good. We want that.
And you're a Solano County boy.
We want that interaction. And if I need to be the one to generate it, to garner it, I'll do it.
You're going to be the task force of the Bay Area parameters.
I'll head that up.
Bay Area BAPTF. BAPF.
Flows right off the tongue.
Bay Area Parameters Task Force.
Rolls right off the tongue,
Yeah.
bud. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching this episode of Bay Area Boys. Please put in the comments, tell us what you think is or is not in the Bay Area when it comes to cities. We want to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you have any questions about anything real estate related, anything Bay Area related, drop us a line. You can find Roland and I here on YouTube. You can listen to us on our podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook. We're pretty much everywhere. We'd love to hear any questions you have. We'd love to help you out in any way possible. Thank you again so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.